Hello everyone and welcome to Formspring Live, where I, Chris, answer questions that Formspring asks me. The way this works is that I click on the button that says, or we have some questions for you, for people like me who don't really get a lot of questions, and I randomly, without even thinking, answer the questions that Formspring asks me. So, without further ado, let's go. What was the last book you read? Well, by book, I'm going to assume they don't mean a comic book, but actually I will assume they meant comic book. I actually read a free comic book that I got for buying my X-Men First Class Blu-ray, and it was mediocre. It was pretty bad. So my next question is, what's the origin of my name? This is actually a really interesting story. You see, my mom wanted to call me Michael, and my dad wanted to call me Charles. So they decided to get drunk, and they chose the name Chris instead. The next question is, if you could be on the cover of any magazine, what would you choose? I would choose High Times magazine, only because I'm not a stoner, and I would love the irony of being on the cover of High Times and not actually being high or in the process of doing that sort of stuff. Am I getting through to you? The next question is, would you rather be really hot or really cold? I would rather be really cold, because if you're really hot, you would sweat. And if you sweat, you would feel wet. And I don't like feeling wet, unless I'm in the shower. But then again, in the shower, I don't like being dry. So maybe I wouldn't want to be cold because I wouldn't be dry. Or would I want to be cold and be dry? I think there's a Dr. Seuss book about that. What's the weirdest thing you've ever eaten? The weirdest thing I have ever eaten was a potato with ice cream on it. Really. And it wasn't even fried. So anyway guys, thank you very much for tuning in to Formspring Live. I will do this again in a few months, and until then, keep watching Crazy Random Happenstance. Good stuff. Oh, and this isn't a question on there, but what is the thing that you do at the end of every episode, or that you've started to do? Fish tacos. Oh, life.